Heap off? Heap off?
Yeah, heap off.
Welcome to another Friday edition of Facebook Live with Hotshot Secret. Kyle Fisher, Director of Marketing, here with...
Eric Trimble, Marketing Coordinator.
And before we get too much into everything we're doing, first of all, post all your questions below. We're going to answer them all today. It is Gasser Friday.
Yeah, for our 30th episode.
Yep, 30th episode. We are going to talk about our products that are gasoline friendly. So go ahead and post your questions below. Make sure you sign up for our mailing list, select to get notified for our Facebook Live, and all that good stuff. But before we get too far out of the gate, we have a special guest today.
I'm excited for this
too.
one.
So without further induction, welcome Matthew Hiba.
Hi.
So Matthew is with Sellover Library, and it's a new division of Hot Shots here. It's Hot Shots Motorsports, no longer Motorsports, Hot Shots Drone Racing. And we are happy to sponsor Matthew and his team over there at Sellover Library and their drone team. And so Matthew was actually stopping in today to pick up some shirts for the team so they could represent well. And we figured, hey, while you're here, why don't you come on live and tell everybody about what you do? So first of all, it's a drone team, a drone racing team, and you've got some members of the team, right?
Yep.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about how big the team is and what's everybody do?
Well, we have 5 members. We have, and everyone has a role.
Okay.
So, for me, I'm the team leader and project manager. So, I make sure the team gets everything done on time and, make sure everything is well organized.
Make sure everything, the machine's oiled well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and who else you
No
have
pun
on the team?
intended.
Yeah.
And then we have Tristan Ware, and he's our manufacturing engineer.
Gotcha.
And so he'll make the drones and test them, and he makes sure they're all repaired and
They're ready for battle.
ready to go. Yep.
Hey, Tristan out there. Good stuff. And who else? That's 2. We got 3 more.
Yep. Now we have Wesley Bush, and he's our graphics designer.
Okay.
Not graphics designer. Graphics engineer.
Gotcha.
Design engineer.
Gotcha.
And he makes, like, he'll help design the frames and test them on a
And
simulator.
you're 3D printing those, right?
Mhm.
Very cool.
So he'll design them on like Fusion 360 and print them off.
Cool. Cool. Hey, Wesley. Good job.
And then we have Hunter Berthold. And
Okay.
he is our graphics designer. So he's in charge of like designing our portfolio
And your logo,
and our logo.
which your team name is the
High fives.
High Five. So you guys have a really cool logo. I wish we had it here. We don't have it here. Next time we'll have it up. And who's the last member?
And last member is Thomas.
Or did I hit them all?
Nope, there's one more.
Gotcha.
And he's the electrical engineer.
That's
so
right.
He's in charge of, making sure the drones are wired correctly and all the programming involved in that. So,
The technical side of things.
yeah.
Cool. So a 5-person team there, hence the High Five drone team?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. And I understand you just had your first scrimmage just a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Well, we came in second, so
Great.
that was pretty good. We came
Hey!
Yeah.
second out of 4 teams, so that was pretty good.
That's a good start to the season. Good start to a new team.
Mm-hmm.
Get out there and see what all the work you've done and came out second place. Good stuff.
Yeah.
And I think you have your first big competition coming up, right?
Yeah.
And when's that?
It's March 2nd.
March 2nd.
So we have to compete against, there are 7 other teams.
Wow.
So hope we do good in that.
And where's that at?
It's at the Marion Convention Center.
Marion Convention Center. So March 2nd, Marion Convention Center. The High Five drone team is going to be out there, sponsored by Hotshot Secret. We really like to support our local community. Not even a mile up the road from us up there with the library. It's just around the corner to us, so we're really happy about that. You want to quickly maybe tell them how the drone racing takes place, like how the actual race goes?
Yeah. So there are these hoops. They're probably, I'd say, a foot in diameter.
Mm-hmm.
So you fly through the hoops. So they're like in a circle. So it counts on how many points you get per lap. So it's hard getting the little drone through all those hoops without, missing them or
Sure.
hitting the hoop. So each lap is a point.
Oh, that's cool. Well,
And
you
then-
seem to be pretty good at it if you finish
Yeah.
second in your first time out.
Mm-hmm. And then they have capture the flag, which they tried doing at the scrimmage, and the Wi-Fi was interfering with the frequencies of it.
Oh, no. Technical
So-
difficulties?
So all the flags were turning blue because of the Wi-Fi.
Gotcha.
So we didn't really get to do that, but the general idea is the drone would fly over the sensor and it would pick up the radio frequency of the drone and change the colors.
Gotcha. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. So we're really happy to have Matthew here today. We're looking forward to the High Five drone team kicking some butt this year. Really proud of these guys, what they do. It's, from designing these, and the drones are, they're about maybe palm of your hand size.
Yeah.
They're
Tiny.
small little things that these guys are designing from scratch, doing the 3D printing on, doing the programming on. The whole nine. So it's a really great STEM program that we support, and we're really happy for you guys. And will you come back after the first competition and tell us how it went?
Yeah.
Great. How about a round of applause for Matthew and the High Five Drone Team?
Thanks, Matthew.
Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Yep.
We'll see you soon.
All right.
And that was cool to have a guest, right?
That was awesome.
Yeah. And
I'm still going to hold them to it, though.
Yeah, I know.
They're going to have to come into our building, set up their obstacle course, and
Yeah.
show us what they're about.
We want to see the whole thing in action,
Yeah.
and that's not it for us. Also, we
other local stuff.
Yeah, we really like to support the local community. One of the things, this just came in today, we also support Highland High School's robotics team. And we just got our sponsor banner in today. So we're really happy to sponsor another STEM. It's a robotics program. These guys do some cool stuff. They brought in their machine
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago. We talked about sponsoring the team, and it's quite a contraption, and these guys are really talented. I think he said, also, I think it was Hunter, one of the kids that is on the drone team is also on the robotics team. So he's obviously, Hunter's got his hands in quite a few things. So tomorrow they are having a French toast breakfast at Highland High School for the robotics team, and they're going to have a robotics competition all day long. So anybody local, go check them out, support that.
It'll be a good time.
Yeah, we're happy to support these guys. They're really doing some cool stuff around here, and we're excited for them, and we're happy to sponsor them.
And same thing for Sellover Library, which is where the drone team came from.
Yeah, they do cool stuff
They
there.
do a lot of cool stuff.
It's not your normal library.
Yeah, so if Levi wants to give them a shout out, show their Facebook page, go drop them a like.
Yeah, we stopped by earlier. I think they're doing
There's a Nerf.
like a Nerf competition
Yeah.
inside the library today.
Yeah.
So they do a lot of exciting stuff.
Is there an age limit? You think we can go join?
Not. I hope I'm allowed to. So thanks to Matthew. We're glad he stopped by and said hello for all of us. So let's get into today. On today's video, like I said, it's Gasser Friday. We're going to
Gasser.
talk gasoline stuff. Often we get pigeonholed as a
Diesel.
Yep, but we got a little bit for everybody out there. So we're going to get into that. We're going to answer your questions, cover some frequently asked questions we get, do a recap of really what kind of is going on around here and this week. And as you know, as you can see, Chris isn't here because he's in
still-
sunny Florida.
Yeah, he's still down
If
there.
you're watching, Chris, we're jealous because it got really ugly here yesterday again. You left at a good time. And let's see. And of course, free Friday giveaway.
Yeah,
What are we giving away?
Gas Extreme.
Imagine that. Gasser Friday, we're giving away some Gasoline Extreme. So post your questions below.
And questions is a big thing. That's kind of a big part of this whole Facebook Live. We want to be able to answer your questions you got. So if you have them, make sure you post them.
Right. Yep. We'll do our best to answer them. And if we can't, we'll get the right answers to you later. With Chris is here, I never have to worry about it because he'll have the answer. But sometimes
know
when we're not going to lie to you if we don't know. We'll say we don't.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Did you want to talk about that?
Oh, shout out to Ryan Milliken down there with that Nova.
Yeah.
He-
Hardway Performance out of Florida.
Just killed it last weekend. kind of stole the Fire Punk
Yeah.
record. You know, we work real closely with Fire Punk and the S10 that had the fastest diesel door slammer. Well, I think technically it's almost like a split record now a little bit. I think Milliken got the ET, but
So it'd be the quickest.
quickest, correct?
Right.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a fun season, I'll tell you that. There's a lot of cars and trucks coming out there doing stuff. So congrats to Milliken and the whole crew down there. It was really cool to see because what was cool about that is it's a big gasoline event.
Yeah.
And for someone to go out there with a diesel car,
It really
and
make noise.
represent our, you know, like our whole little motorsports industry, to not act like we've got to have a handicap in there or anything. It's legitimate heads up, and he
Yeah.
kicks some butt. So it's awesome for everybody. The whole industry's proud of him. So good job out there on that. So let's talk about web specials.
Web special. Levi, you want to chime in? No? Okay.
Radio silence.
Because a lot of people out there, they're always asking us about bundles,
We
packages.
get a lot on our Friday talks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And we just came out with some new ones, thanks to Levi and Carmen. 4 brand new bundles on our website. We got, showing some love for the Cummins, we got a Cummins Cleanout. We're going to get 2 bottles of Stiction, 1 quart and a 16 ounce, because we don't offer, 48 ounce bottles, so we'll give you 2 ones to make the treat ratio there perfect. And then a 16 ounce diesel extreme. You can find that online, $59. The other Cummins Performance Pack. So now we're talking FR3 and 2 16-ounce bottles of EDT. You can get that $46.
It's a good deal.
Now the next 2, how perfect.
Gassers.
Gassers. So Gasser Duo. So we got our Gasoline Extreme and then 16-ounce Stiction also. So fuel and oil side for your gas vehicle. And then we got the big Gasser Duo.
$32.
Yeah, 32 for this. The big gasser is going to be for your bigger trucks, similar to what you drive. The Marshmallow. So you're going to get 2 of these, 2 gasoline extremes, and a 1 quart Stiction. So that treats out your bigger capacities.
So we like, you know, a lot of this comes from you guys out there asking for different bundle packages. We know there's different combinations of what you order. So let us know how you order. And like we said last week, we'll put together some packages. And look, Carmen and Levi knocked it out in a
Bam.
week, and we got some new packages for you. So
So
those
if you
are
got
all online. Check them out.
if you got other recommendations, let us know.
Yep, we like it. So
What's
in the
going on in
news,
Hot Shots?
TV this weekend. We've got a couple episodes tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Again, for the early risers on Two Guys Garage on Motor Trend Network, we got a tech tip with our Diesel Extreme and our EDT, our 2-step treatment.
Yep.
And then those that sleep in a little bit later at 11 a.m. over on Car Fix on Motor Trend, also covering our Diesel Extreme and EDT. So a couple programs to check out there this weekend. What else we got to say? What happened this week?
We got a new article up on our website.
I saw it.
It's also on Facebook. It's common diesel repairs. We also had a nice quote in there from Wamsley Performance out of Texas. Jeremy over there, great job there. Web. So we got trying to make it easier for Amazon shoppers. A lot of big time Amazon people out there. So we're filling out our web pages there and making it easier for those guys.
Good. And yesterday, I went down to Fire Punk.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Shout out to all the guys at Fire Punk. Awesome, man. You know, great guys. We love those guys down there. If you didn't know, obviously we do a lot of testing and stuff at Fire Punk, but we also sponsor the whole Fire Punk racing team. And there's more of them now.
They just keep popping up.
Well, yeah. So I guess I probably shouldn't say everything, but there's some new stuff coming from Fire Punk that everyone's going to see, which is really cool. I'm glad to see them get more trucks out there. So good seeing them. Had a good time down there. Thanks for lunch, guys. You're feeding a big guy. Appreciate it. And we had a good time, and really looking forward to this year. It'll
It'll be fun.
It's going to be really fun.
No question. Yeah.
I can't wait.
See, product training, we got Kevin, VP of R&D. He's out with Brian Mers. They're doing some product education with some outside guys that help us out selling product.
They're at Keystone today,
Keystone,
right?
yeah.
Yep. And then we got that's coming up. I'll be going down for the Keystone event.
Keystone Show in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Brian and I will head down there. It's 2 weeks. Yep.
Yeah.
And we're gonna
7th
have
and 8th, I think.
Yep. And we're gonna have Emily Muller there with her big old puller truck, signing autographs both days. So anybody down there in the Dallas area in Texas, it's called the Big Show. at the Gaylord Resort.
Yep.
And we're going to have Emily there both days with her truck signing autographs, and stop by, see us at the Hot Shots booth at the big Keystone event down there. So we're really excited about that. That's going to be fun.
And then we got more vocal stuff going on. Pacemakers, last year we did the whole Support Your Vocal Track campaign.
Yep.
Pacemakers just a few miles away. And next month we're holding their annual banquet.
Annual banquet, yep. In this room. We kind of transformed this room. And,
if you could see behind the camera,
You would
I mean,
believe
we got stuff everywhere.
Yeah, you don't want to see it right now.
But we'll get this all cleaned up and be ready for Pacemakers.
So we're ready for you guys. Rod Zolman and all of our fellow racers down there, Pacemakers. Looking forward to hosting you here in a couple weeks. It's going to be a good time. Let's see. And R&D is finishing up a new product. Oh, man. You know all about this.
Yeah, this product, it's probably not for most of you out there. It's just Biogas Oil Enhancer.
Yep.
If you know what that is, call us, we'll sell it to you. If you don't, it's a long story.
You become...
And that'll be LSI. That's not a Hot Shots product. It'll
Right.
be an LSI product. So real industrial commercial product that's way over my head.
It's like closer to you than me. You just did a whole presentation
Yeah,
thing on it.
And don't quote me because I'm
So
probably going to
tell us
say,
a little bit about Biogas Enhancer. Give me the top level.
So there's these giant generators that cost millions of dollars. Caterpillar makes them. There's some other ones, Gas Core. Basically, they use these giant generators, and most of them you'll find in landfills that they're using. I suppose the burn off or they're using the landfill to run the generator, more or less. That's the biogas. That's what's moving the generator. And the product that we're working on, so these are really expensive. Like I said, a couple $1,000,000. They have to change the oil every 200 hours. So about every 2 weeks, they got to change the oil. Not to mention, they consume about 3 gallons of oil a day. So these things are massive. So the product that we came out with, they're going to help extend these intervals by 3 times.
Wow.
So you can go from about 16 days for an oil change up to about 45 days.
Wow.
So
It's gonna be a huge
big
cost
jump
savings.
there. Yeah. It turns out to be like $14,000 a year.
Wow.
People with these engines can save, and they have to break them down every so often to go in and clean them out. There's this thing called siloxane that builds up. It's real technical stuff, but it's not something we're going to have out here talking about. We'll just put it that way.
But it does show us a side of what LSI does.
Yeah.
And we actually use that same type of research and development for these big industrial issues. That's the same knowledge and effort and R&D that we put into the products that go into your vehicles. So
And this product is this Biogas Oil Enhancer. It's the first product ever like it. So there's nothing else out there like it. It's our mantra, right? We at LSI, we find problems that need solving. We come out with something that'll help it. So that's how it works.
So there is our Biogas Oil Enhancer expert. I'm sure Chris would go off on
He
it
would
for
love it, yeah.
a week. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll do a Biogas Oil Enhancer episode with Chris on, and
Maybe.
we'll get we'll
Maybe.
probably put some people to
Yeah.
sleep, but it'll be a good time. So
What's next? Operations. What's going on in operations?
looks like working on a new T-shirt, but we do have new T-shirts coming. We kind of previewed those, so they're working on a new sorting system for those, and something that we can probably take out to events too, because we sell a lot of our T-shirts out at events. So something that's kind of mobile and help us out with that. And what's this? A Huge Frantz Filter order. Oh, I think it was like 200 units or something.
Yeah, that was a bunch.
Yeah.
It was for a generator company too. So I don't know for sure what they have going on there, but I think maybe they manufacture or sell generators, but they use Frantz filters on each unit. They install them and just prolong engine oil life.
Yeah, so these bypass filters, obviously we talk about them on vehicles all the time, but really any engine that's consuming oil like that, there's a good advantage to having a Frantz filter. So that's cool. So we have some shout outs for some new Hot Shots dealers across the country. Who you got?
We got Wamsley Performance out of Texas. We just mentioned Jeremy, who helped out on our article. GT Auto Supply in Statesboro, Georgia. Far West Services, also in Texas. Hill City Automotive in Hill City, Kansas. That's a fitting name. And then Diesel Don, he wants us to shout out BD Diesel in Bascom, Ohio. And then Expressway Trucks in Ontario, Canada.
Cool. welcome aboard, everybody. We really appreciate all the dealers out there helping us get our product out and helping your customers with some good stuff. So let's check questions before we dive into Gasser
Do we have any?
Friday. Let's see. James Bruce. Always glad
Hey,
to see James on there. Drone's awesome. I need them young men to 3D print Olga a new body.
Olga. Man, I
That's
hear
his
about Olga
car.
every week.
Every week we hear about Olga. I'll talk to them. They're really, those kids, honestly, they are so talented.
Yeah.
They really are.
They
So-
came in and pitched us
Yeah.
for a sponsorship. So
I was not doing anything like that at that age.
No.
I mean,
No.
especially the computer programming, the 3D designing, the printing, it's nuts. So
coding, everything. Yeah.
we'll talk to them about that. See if they can help out Olga. Hope you guys send a whole bunch of free FR3 to those teams. We were talking about it. We were wondering if we could help the the propellers on the drones with the FR3, and we'll baby step with that. We'll see if we can get them in there. Got some gasoline questions. Good. What's the best gas additive for trucks? Well, you know what? We'll tackle that in a minute.
Yeah.
We're about to get into that because everything we have here is applies to that.
Mm-hmm.
Will the gasoline extreme be available in larger bottles? That's a good question.
That
Right
is a
now,
good question.
we have a 12-ounce bottle. Technically, I mean, I guess we could. The reason why I believe we really haven't put it in a larger bottle is it's a product that's really designed to be used every 8 to 10,000
Yep.
miles, and that's going to give you a full clean out of those injectors, everything. So, and that 12 ounces, we put it on 15 gallons of fuel. That's enough to get through, the R&D's found, to get through to do all the cleaning. So putting 24 ounces on 30 gallons is not going to clean you out any better. It's going to be clean already after the 12 ounces goes through, so it's just kind of overkill. I think the only maybe benefit of having a larger bottle is if you're splitting it between a couple cars or something.
Yeah.
So maybe we could ask about that, see if Brett wants to add another
Yeah.
line
Maybe.
item or something like
We'll bring
that.
it up.
Or maybe that sounds like a bundle.
Well, we got one. That's what we just talked about.
That's what I'm saying. What was it again? The
That was
gasser
the
duo?
big gasser duo.
The big gasser
So
duo.
you get two of them. There
There
you go.
you go. There you go. Then we can just act like it's a real big bottle. So I don't know yet, but yeah, right now because it's a every 10,000 mile product and it's not really going in a large quantity, we don't want it any more than 15 gallons of fuel. I don't see.
And if you get a larger tank, you could dump it in once you get, say you got a 30-gallon tank, once you get halfway
wait till you get down. Yeah. Wait till you get down to 15 gallons and then put it in because that's the proper mix, proper treat rate for it. Is Stiction Eliminator good for gas engines too? I already run FR3. Absolutely yes. It is, and we're about to dive into that.
We'll talk about it.
And the last one here from John Taylor. Do you send out samples? Well, John, we don't really send out samples really, but if you ask us some clever questions today,
Maybe
we're
you'll be
giving away
lucky.
some free ones.
That's right.
So there's your free sample. No, it's not a sample. That'd be a full-size bottle for you. So feel free to throw some questions up. Let's get in. So we're going to be talking about all the products that we have for gasoline vehicles.
And
so off the top, let's cover the range. We're going to stay with our additives today.
Yeah.
But so on the oil side of things, you have your Stiction Eliminator, your FR3. Well, I guess we got both here. Stiction Eliminator, FR3, and then our TSC, which is our transmission Stiction Eliminator. That's also good for gas vehicles. Of course, on the fuel side, we have the gasoline extreme. And then we're not going to take too much of a dive into it today, but also, as you know, we recently launched our gear oils and our transmission fluids, completely good for gas vehicles, as well as we have those in adrenaline racing as well. So for the race cars out there, we have a racing gear oil and a racing transmission fluid. And then on the motor oil side, our adrenaline racing line is good for gas or diesel. Anything that really doesn't have an emission system.
Yeah.
So it's not a good standard everyday driver motor oil because of the catalytic converters
And the speeding tickets.
and the speeding tickets. But yeah, the gasser, we sponsor quite a few gas
do.
race cars out there.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, Tom Perini, our
the
Hot
Vet.
Shots Corvette, that's obviously a big gas motor that goes really fast. And we have quite a few local guys too that run the product. So, but we're going to stick with the main 5 additives today. And let's see, what do you want to start with?
Let's do. Well, we kind of talked about it already. Let's start with the fuel.
Okay.
Gas extreme.
Gas Extreme, one of our newest products. So if you have any questions, we're still learning it.
Yeah, a little. But the backstory behind it is, people love Diesel Extreme and everyday diesel treatment so much for the diesels. Well, everybody came back to us, kept asking, when are you going to have something for gas? Well, now we do.
Yeah, we do. Yep. And this is a all-in-one full system cleaner. So it's a one-tank full system cleaner. This is going to clean everything that the fuel touches from your gas tank to your fuel lines, right through the injectors. Kind of like our Diesel Extreme and EET does. It's a one, or I guess the best comparison is Diesel Extreme because it's a one-time full cleaner.
Yeah. Use it about like we said, 8 to 10,000 miles.
Yep. And it's 12-ounce bottle, treats 15 gallons. And it's important to kind of state that mix ratio. Like, Eric kind of mentioned earlier about if you got a full tank, you get more than that, or if you have less. Our R&D, like we've always said before, we formulate everything to exactly where you need it. And so the best formulation that we found was the 12-ounce bottle on 15 gallons of fuel. And that's, we actually, there was people out there that helped us develop this product.
Yeah, we sent bottles out.
It's 1,000 bottles?
I think so.
Is it 1,000,
Yeah.
Levi? 1,000 bottles. So, and we tested a couple formulas. We did have a placebo out there.
Yeah.
So
that was fun.
some of you got nothing, but that's how we have to conduct a test. So it was no harm. Everything was no harm testing. And then I think one of them was a competitor product. Was the best product we could find out there. So we wanted to test against it. So
we had our own testing in house. We sent out tests for samples for customers. We had, I believe, online they could come in, give us their reviews or their feedback, then took all that information, and that's how we came out with the best formula.
That's right. So what's it do?
Well, like you said, it's a one tank cleaner. So, like you mentioned, anything in the fuel system is going to get cleaned. Combustion chamber deposits, your intake valve deposits, things like that will all get cleaned out. Lubricate upper cylinder as well, which is super
huge.
important. Yep.
Right. We talk a lot about one of the things we pride ourselves in are formulating, fully formulating products. So it's not just a stripper. It's not something that's out there going to just clean everything. We're going to lubricate at the same time. So you're going to get the clean out and
it's
the
not going to
lubrication.
be harmful.
Nope. No harm at all. Which, if somebody does overdose it, you're going to be all right. We just don't recommend it.
Exactly.
Keep it at that dose rate that we recommend. And really, it's one of those things where, if you have a brand new car, is this going to do anything for you? No. Don't buy our product. We like to be honest with our customers. This is a cleaner that's going to clean everything out. So at the beginning, is it going to help to keep everything lubricated? Yeah. Can you get it in there and help and keep it clean right out of the bat? Sure. If you want to do it after you've got 10,000 miles on the car, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, but brand new off the floor, it's clean. So
you're good. Whereas, and the reason why I say that is because if you have a brand new diesel truck right out of the gate, running like EDT in it is a great thing to do.
Yeah.
And the reason is because of how bad diesel fuel is, and we're really like improving that diesel fuel, taking away some of the harmful aspects of it, giving you some really benefits that's lacking with the low sulfur. Gasoline's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
Your brand new vehicle is going to be fine. But if you get on a maintenance cycle that you throw a bottle in every 10,000 miles, it's going to keep you clean and keep that whole system clean for the long run. Now, on an older vehicle that, like we always say, if you buy a used vehicle, man, first thing you should put in a used vehicle is a bottle of this. It's going to clean it out. And we saw part of our testing when we had it out to the public and everybody was out there, we had mile per gallon testing on that. And we found, obviously, the older a vehicle is, the more gummed up your injectors may be, the more trashed up that your fuel system is in general, the better benefit you have from it. And we averaged, what was it?
On fuel economy?
7.9% fuel economy gain. So that's quite a bit. That's some money savings right there. So it goes to show that we spend a lot of time cleaning the outside of our cars and the inside and all that stuff, but you don't always get inside the fuel system and keep it clean. And it's a cost-effective product. It doesn't cost much.
No.
Something to do every 10,000 miles. Throw it on your maintenance schedule. They just look at your odometer. Every time it rounds out at 10,000 miles, grab a bottle, throw it in. You're going to prolong the life of your car, make it run more efficiently, get your mile per gallon back up.
Absolutely.
Kind of restore that efficiency.
Well, talking about high mileage, I got a buddy of mine who's been bugging me for about a week to pick some up. So, Mindy, if you're watching, I need to pick up some Gas Extreme. He's got 2008, I believe, Toyota Tacoma with like 250,000 miles.
How many miles you got on yours?
My Toyota, I got 259.
Okay, so you.
I've used it.
I know, but you got some people in the same boat.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yes.
So but point is, if you got a lot of miles, you'll notice a huge difference for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really like we say, it's restoring that lost power that you have over time of really hitting your system up pretty hard.
One question that I know I've been asked a few times: octane. You see a lot of things on the shelves with gas additives increasing octane. Well, we don't do that with our product. We don't promote that, and there's a reason why. Right, Kyle?
Right, Eric.
Tell us more.
So that's a great question. It's probably one of the first questions we get about our gasoline stream is why no octane booster? That's kind of like the only thing people think about when they think on the gasoline side. It's like, well, heck, you guys fully formulate everything. Why wouldn't you put an octane booster in there? The answer is complicated, yet it's simple. I had to write it down. It's MMT. I had to call Kevin to ask him what it was called. The chemical that boosts octane is called MMT. It's regulated by the EPA. It's a metal. It's got a heavy metal in it. So it's regulated by the EPA. Does it boost octane? Yes, it does. But if you put to actually have enough MMT in a product to actually make any negligible gain at all on octane, you have to put a ton of it in there. And then you're hitting EPA standards where you have to have on the bottle, race use only, off-road use only, and it's a regulated product like that. So you do see it in some racing applications where they have straight octane boosters, but the stuff you see on your store shelf when you're at your local auto parts store and you find something that's claims an octane booster inside with the fuel system cleaner, I guess without naming any names, it's straight snake oil. I mean, it is, because in order to be able to sell it that way, they have to have such a minute amount of MMT in there that it does nothing for the octane. I mean, you might bump your octane up a fraction of a point, so it's not doing anything at all for it. And as we've said time and time again, we're just not that company. We're not a company that's going to put a little drop of something in there just so we can say it boosts octane.
So if I'm at the shelf and I see all these gas additives and none of them say for off-road use, it's really not going to do much for my octane.
Nothing. It'll do nothing. And that's what I was talking to Kevin about earlier. The level the EPA sets it at is so low, because they don't want any of that stuff in because it's a metal, that it literally won't move your octane at all. I mean, it's really kind of just, it's snake oil. It's what puts a bad name on this industry is stuff like that. So could we have put a little drop of it in there that a lot of companies like to put a little drop of this, a drop of this, and then make outlandish claims with it? Sure, but that's not us. So for those asking about why we don't have an octane booster in there, that's exactly why. If we wanted to make an octane booster, we could make an octane booster, sell it as a race-only thing, and really, and if we did that, we'd probably go crazy with it and have a super booster, which is feasible. And like I said, there are some racing applications for it. But your one-tank cleaners out there do not get sold on the octane booster. The law doesn't even allow it.
Yeah.
So it's just they just put a drop in just so they can put something on the label.
Because it looks good.
And we're just not going to do that. So that answers the octane question that we kind of get often. So let's maybe jump into the oil side now.
Yeah. So just recap for the fuel. That's the product we got. Gasoline Extreme.
You got it.
For sale now. Go check it out. For oil we got, like you said earlier, a couple different products. First up,
in answer to someone's question earlier, asked about the Stiction Eliminator. He says he runs FR3 with Scott Wells. Can he run the Stiction Eliminator in his gas engine? Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of people think, people think Stiction Eliminator is only a diesel product. Two, you got people think it's only for Huey injectors.
Right.
Both couldn't be further from the truth. Basically, the way the product came about was our history with Navistar, who were having some issues, long story short, developed the product for them. So that's how that misconception got out there. But it's really not a diesel thing. It's not anything like that. It's really an oil thing. So stiction can happen in any engine.
Yep.
Doesn't matter diesel or gas.
Sure. If it's a motor, Stiction Eliminator is good for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And another thing, getting back to buying a used car, we always say this restores lost performance, something like that. you do that on the gasoline side. Do it on the oil side with Stiction Eliminator. Be the first thing you go to when you buy a used car. If you find, like we say, a real high mileage vehicle that's still running really good,
Yeah.
you can almost freeze time with it. You can put Stiction Eliminator in there. It's going to clean out all the previous guy's problems and start you nice and clean. And kind of roll into FR3 real quickly with it because that's kind of the follow-up to it. Once you've got the nice big clean out, we can roll into FR3 as the follow-up. That's kind of our two-step on the oil side. Do you want to talk about the FR3 and the weight of oil, or is that for another day?
Oh,
Let's
Yeah,
just
let's-
stay broad. Let's stay broad on this
yeah.
thing.
Let's say that.
So as far as dosages for the cars, obviously, we have some big packages for the trucks.
Yep.
Cars take, you generally have a lot. That's generally a lot better size for a car, for a smaller motor. It's our 16 ounce. 32 ounces it'd be pretty big engine.
Yeah. But either way, you shouldn't need more than a 1 quart bottle.
Right. We recommend doing 4 ounces.
First time you use it, 4 ounces.
4
per
ounces
quart.
per quart, and on your follow-up treatments, do 2 ounces per quart.
Yeah.
So the big bottle may be needed on your initial one, but our 16 ounce
Be just fine.
And it's one of those things. A lot of the places retail where it's available have the bigger bottles, have our 2 quart jugs.
Yeah.
For the truckers. If that's where you're at and you got to get it, it's going to supply quite a few vehicles for you on the gas side of things. But also you can always go to our website and order whatever size you want. We'll send you out a tote of it if you want. We'll back up a trucker full of it if you want.
If you want it.
Or if you just
Yeah.
need 16 ounces, we can do that too.
Does it work in tractors?
Of course, it's got a motor, remember?
Okay. Just making sure.
Motor with moving parts in it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
It's those moving parts it cleans out.
Yeah.
Shout out to TJ out there.
Big country.
Yep.
So we talked about FR3 kind of. Let's jump into that. So Stiction first. Next, move on to FR3.
Right. And
Gas friendly, of course.
Yep, and the unique thing with both of these is, a lot of these other products out there that are doing oil side cleansing are very harsh, abrasive. You got to dump them out at the end of your, you put them in at the end of your oil change, get them in there, clean everything out, and get that stuff out of there. We put this stuff in at the beginning of the oil change. The longer it's in there, the
Yep.
better, because we have the ability to clean and lubricate at the same time. And that goes for both Stiction Eliminator and FR3.
And we got, you mentioned earlier about used cars. You buy a used car, you can kind of freeze time with it.
Yep.
We have a lot of used cars dealerships out there that buy both of those products and use them when they get one in.
Yeah, for used car lots, if you got a used car lot and you don't know about Stiction Eliminator, I mean, guys will take a used car lots will have a detailer come out and detail every car because they sell so much better. It's worth that little bit of investment. And there is not a better investment for a used car dealership as Stiction Eliminator. That first drive somebody takes is everything. And we do have a lot of used car dealerships that are out there cleaning up cars. So it's a good thing.
So FR3, 1.5 ounces per quart of oil.
That's right. We didn't say that, did we?
Yeah, 1.5 ounces per quart.
And that's every time.
Yeah, every time you change the oil.
Yep. And that's kind of the same dosage, which breaks out to about 5%. We talk about the many uses for FR3. Power steering, we're still doing some testing on. We talked about a couple weeks ago, any type of hydraulic system, FR3 is good for it, and we usually recommend about a 5% dosage based on what your oil capacity is for it. So it's a great all-around product for that.
And one thing we hear a lot is how it smooths out idles, noises and vibrations, quiets those down. So again, old car, I got 260,000 miles of mine. That thing's pretty darn noisy, but FR3 does help.
And speaking of that, I remember Johnny Gilbert over at Stainless. Shout out to Johnny and Amy. Hi guys, if you're watching. I remember he was telling us once he put so it's not just old cars. This is on the race truck.
Oh, this is a good story.
Yeah, he had the car hooked, the truck hooked up to all their engine diagnostics running. They had a running motor on it, and he poured FR3 in while they were data logging it into an idling motor, and like literally watched the cubes of fuel drop like instantaneous as he put it in. It's a test we keep saying we need to get in here and replicate again. It's a pretty cool way that shows how the product works that quickly and this is a high end, fully built performance motor, and was
Maxed
able to
out.
consume that idle down, quite a bit on the fuel side, which is that's impressive.
It's funny. FR3 is one of those products where we can talk all day about it, but just try it. I
Yeah,
mean,
just try it.
honestly, you'll be surprised in a good way.
And we're still learning.
Yeah.
We're still learning stuff about it. I mean, I know just this past week, when Chris was going through his presentation, just a little side story. We say we're not going to get too deep today, but a little side story about the technology behind the FR3. We know it's a nanocarbon. There's nano-sized carbon molecules in there that will bond to your metal surfaces and give you that flat film layer base so that nanolubricant can get in there and reduce your friction. Well, we know reducing the friction allows you to bring the heat down.
Yep.
Well, we see some really crazy reported heat, drops. And it's like, that can't just be from just the friction loss. Well, also what we're now finding is that we have the only carbon nanotechnology that leaves the microscopic carbon ball suspended in the oil. And those little carbon nano pockets actually pull the heat from the oil.
Yeah.
So not only are we
absorbs the heat.
reducing friction to bring your heat down, which allows you to make more power or make more efficiency, the actual carbon that stays suspended in the oil actually sucks in the heat and pulls it out of the oil. And that's also helping with the cooling, which is just amazing that we keep learning more and more about
It's
this
crazy.
product. And we have some really cool stuff coming for FR3. It's really kind of our magic sauce that I can't speak highly enough.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the transmission side of things with our transmission
This is-
Stiction Eliminator.
This is Kyle's favorite product.
I don't have a favorite. They're all my kids.
So, TSE, Transmission Stiction Eliminator, good for automatic transmissions. 8 ounces per 5 quart of fluid. So, best used when you do a flush, change the fluid, add it in at that time. I'll let you take it away.
This is my favorite one.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing I like to say about this is that the TSE is our only product that has 0 additives in it.
No, he's right. 0 additives.
There's no additives. It's actually a pure Group 5 ester. And, I mean, you can't get better than that. And it's a really impressive product. And I always get it mixed up. Is it a negative or positive?
I'm not sure.
See, I'm not the expert. When you put it in your transmission, it actually can remove the stiction off your moving parts in your transmission, and it does it by polarity, actually. So this pure Group 5 ester will get in there, and the polarity from your negatively charged fluid versus your positively charged metals, or backwards, will actually pull the stiction off of it. So, and like everything else, just like with our Stiction Eliminator, you're not scraping chunks of stiction away. We're actually returning all that stiction back to a liquid. So
Puts back into solution.
goes right back into solution as it originally was. So you're not hurting anything, because people often ask us that about the TSCs. They're saying, well, once I put that in there, I'm not changing my transmission fluid for a
Right.
long time. Is that going to be okay? It's like, yeah, absolutely, because any stiction buildup you had in a transmission is just going to be returned back to the solution, and then you're going to have this real strong Group 5 ester, and they're keeping things clean. So we've heard this is one of those products that we often say we have a 100% money back guarantee. This is one of those products, kind of like Stiction Eliminator back in the day when the Huey injectors were looking at $3,000 bills. If you're looking for a
Transmissions
transmission
are not
problem,
cheap.
yeah, we feel bad for you because we know how expensive transmissions are. And if you're at the shelf looking for something, you're probably in a tight spot and you're running into some rough shifts or something's going on and you're a little scared of what's next for your transmission. Try TSE. We will give you your money back without asking questions. You might just fix your what's a quart cost? I think it's 27 or something.
Yeah, I believe so.
Something like $27. It's a $27 investment to see if it's going to save thousands of dollars of fixing your car. If your transmission has a stiction problem, this will fix it. If your car does not have a stiction problem and you have a more mechanical problem, well, you're going to find out that this doesn't fix it. We're going to give you your money back so you can go to the shop and have to bite the bullet and pay that expensive bill to get your transmission fixed. But before you do it, it's worth a $27 investment that we will pay back if it's not your problem.
Absolutely. And it's not just problem solving. If you got a transmission you want to keep it in good shape, it's going to reduce friction, which is going to lower operating temperatures, which is going to help keep it clean.
Yep.
So in the long run, it's good to have it in there and just as a safety net. More so.
And one of the cool things about it, like from our perspective, is some of the reviews and the stories we get from this, like you can't beat it. Like because
Yeah.
people are so against the wall when they say they got a new transmission, and they get stunned when a $27 bottle can fix their whole problem. So you talk about happy customers, TSC customers are probably It's really cool to get those phone calls that we get and thank yous and stuff. So let your friends know that if they ever run into that type of problem, because it's not necessarily a product that like everybody keeps stock of. We got people that like live off of FR3 and Stiction and our diesel additives. They usually turn to transmission Stiction when there's a problem.
Right.
So if you have anybody out there that's got to bite the bullet on a automatic transmission problem, let them know about our product. Let them know we'll back it up if it doesn't work for them.
Nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose.
So those are the additives for gassers.
Yep.
Now we also, like we mentioned, gear, trans, and race oil.
On the racing side, under our Adrenaline Racing line, we have obviously our motor oil. That comes in R2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which is 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60 weight.
This is 60.
There's
R6.
your 60 alcohol, 60 plus.
But yeah.
It's up there. And then also under the Adrenaline Racing side, we have 3 gear oils that are R9, R11, R14. So that's a 90 weight, 110 weight, and 140 weight. High performance gear oils. I mean, really protect those under extreme loads. And then our transmission fluids. We have 2 types of transmission fluids under the Adrenaline Racing line. One is our Nano Shift, which is generally a kind of like the Type F C4 Allison, or our other one is our Adrenaline ATF. That covers a wide range of transmissions. One thing we do recommend is even if you're kind of under that range of what falls under the ATF, we generally say if you're over 1,000 horsepower, you probably want to go to our Nano Shift regardless.
Yeah.
That's just kind of rule of thumb. If you have any questions, I know the transmission stuff gets tricky with some people on which one they should run. Give us a call. Shoot us a message. We'll help walk you through it. And then also on our severe duty side, we also have our gear oil and our transmission as well. So, and that again comes in a 90, 110, 140 weight gear oil, and we have a ATF that covers multi-vehicles as well as a Ford Type F and an Allison C4 package as well. So gassers, we got a lot of products from you. We got motor oil, gear oil, transmission fluid, gas additives, oil additives, transmission oil additives. I mean, you name it, we got it covered. So we are not a diesel-only company.
No, not by any means.
Not by any means. Not a lot of people know it, and we're getting the word out there more and more. But
that's why we're excited to do this.
Gasser Friday.
Yeah, Gas Friday.
So it looks like some couple things popped up. Let me run through real quick. Scott replied to John asking if we sent out samples, saying you don't need a sample, it's worth it. Trust me. It's true. And if you want a sample, we'll pay you back if it doesn't work.
There you go.
Scott Wells got 300,000 on my 7.3 with their products, for 310,000 on a 5.7 Vortex Chevy truck too with their products. Great. That's awesome, man. 300,000 on the, that's a gasser.
Yeah.
Wow. That's what I got as a Vortex 5.3.
That's what I'm shooting for. It's 300,000. I got 40,000 more miles to go.
Keep it up. You'll make it. James Bruce said the wife's 2003 Honda V6 Accord got an oil change with Stiction Eliminator and the Gas Extreme 3 weeks ago. Awesome. 25 miles per gallon was what we were getting. Just had to take a drive in it the other day, so I filled up and did the math. No joke, 37 miles per gallon. Blows me away. Car must have been dirty. Wow, that's quite a gain. And 25 to 37, that's 12 miles per gallon. That's a 50%.
It's crazy.
That's nuts. See, people say, and we're real conservative when we estimate gains. We see crazy numbers. Like, trust us, we see crazy numbers that are so unbelievable. Like, we can't post them. Like, no one would,
no way.
No, if I told you that, no one would believe us. So, we generally will take averages. We'll take very conservative estimates. We'd rather have our customers be pleased than disappointed.
Yes.
And so, but we hear this stuff all the time. So now for a V6 Honda Accord, it's an 03. So V6 Honda Accord going from 25 miles per gallon to 37 miles per gallon. Now you did do Stiction and gasket
And
stream
we
at the
know
same time.
we know Stiction is going to improve fuel economy.
Absolutely.
And we know gasoline extreme is as well.
And that's what's unique. We always say same thing on the diesel side of things. People will say, you know, you get a 5% gain here, or on the oil side, and a 5% here or something. They're not mutually exclusive. Like
Right,
you will
right.
get that gain on top of each other. So it's not just one or the other. When you do a double cleanse like James did there and clean out the oil side and the fuel side, you're going to get the benefit of both. Now that's a heck
And
of
a lot of people always ask, you know, how can an oil additive help with the fuel economy?
right.
So like with Stiction, it's just a matter of cleaning everything out. Everything is going to be so much more efficient. That's where you're going to get those improvements.
Yep. James Bruce magic sauce. That's as good as the unicorn oil. That's right. I think unicorn oil should stick. I
Jim
do
would
call
like
it the
it.
magic sauce. So, Brent Hilliard says same thing. FR3 magic sauce sounds like a new barbecue sauce by Hot Shot Secret. It's the truth. It really. We keep finding new uses for that stuff. So, if you haven't tried FR3,
Does it work in tractors?
pretty sure it's got moving parts in an engine,
Okay.
right?
Just making sure.
Okay, yep, should be good there. James Bruce said it was a 74-mile drive and it took 2 gallons of gas. Wow. Wow. Might be good to try in a gas or zero-turn mower. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lawnmowers are great. Even, forget a zero-turn, I have a push mower.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't believe how much, okay, no science here, but just human use and what I felt. You know how you have when you hit that, like, really, you don't mow your lawn for a while and you start to get the tall grass.
Oh, yeah.
And you hit that patch and your mower starts to bog down, my old, like, push mower. It just powers through, man. It, like,
Well, even on startup,
yep,
folded.
yep.
I had the same experience until my mower completely.
Well, you drive tractors now.
That's why I keep bringing up tractors. These guys have been giving me a hard time. When was it? 2 days ago, Wednesday, we got like a couple inches of snow in Ohio.
It was worth a couple.
And I get real bad drifts in my driveway, so I was late to work, and I had to borrow the neighbor's tractor. And these guys keep giving me a hard time about driving a tractor when I don't totally get it. We're in Morrow County,
Hey, it makes
Old Mount
sense.
Gilead. But
It makes sense.
That's why I keep bringing up tractors.
I live in Columbus, so I don't live around a lot
you
of tractors.
can't borrow your neighbor's tractor. Is that what you're saying?
It's just, like I say, it was the first time I've ever had an employee text me saying, I can't make it to work, but I'm going to borrow the neighbor's tractor so I can make it there. So,
Yeah.
welcome to Mount Gilead, Ohio. That's where we're at. That's
That's it.
where all these great products come from. So, we're very proud to be in this area here.
Anyway.
So wrapping up our Gasser Friday. If we don't have any more questions out there, did you want to run into any of these FAQs? We're kind of running up on the hour.
There was a really good one in here I wanted to
Go for it.
talk about. Yeah, so when we pull these FAQs, they all come from our website. We have a chat option on our website. So that's where all these come from. We had a guy named Paul. He had said, I'm testing oil from a 20-year-old Volvo Penta TMD 22 Turbo Marine Diesel.
Wow.
His question is, he wants to decide whether to replace or repair. He's asking, will oil analysis tell me whether the engine is worth fixing? 20-year-old Turbo Marine Diesel. Asking if oil analysis will help him determine whether to fix it or to replace it. I'm asking you.
Oh, man. Well, I know nothing about the Volvo Penta TMD 22 Turbo Marine
I thought you
Diesel.
owned one.
No, don't have one of those. But, yes, oil analysis will be a great tool to use to determine the health of the motor. We can tell so much stuff with it. And now, not only are we offering oil analysis new,
Yes.
we're offering fuel analysis as well, too. So, and we've even expanded on the oil analysis, fuel analysis offering. I'm being told by Levi it's going to be ready in
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Next week.
Next week.
Okay.
And for all of you that already do oil analysis with us, we have a great new online portal coming that you're going to be able to see all your results online, track your
history.
your history, and see where everything goes. But to get back to this guy's question, I absolutely believe oil analysis will help. The question is, will it help determining if the engine's worth fixing? Sure, because we can tell if
Yeah.
there's. And I'm not the expert. I'm not the one that reads your oil analysis and determines them. But it shows every metal possible in there. And I know some metals are okay, some metals
Right.
are like, uh-oh, and some are uh-oh.
Yeah.
It's like when you
And-
start seeing that metal, that means time for a new motor.
And that's an indication of where is happening in the
Sure.
engine.
And also based on those levels, again, speaking unscientifically here, based on the metals that we're seeing, that's where our R&D that we look at every single one. I think every one goes to Chris too, right?
Yeah, he looks at them.
Every single oil analysis goes to Chris too, and our R&D and Kevin and everybody. Everybody looks at them. And we can spot things coming.
Yeah.
You know, so when we start to see a new wear metal start to show, that's when we can recommend. Okay, we need to get some FR3 in there, some Stiction Eliminator in there. Start to bring your. I mean, what, you get a 62% wear reduction on Stiction. I think it's 43% on FR3.
Yeah.
So we can start heading those things off ahead of time. So if you're somebody like that, has an old engine, kind of wondering the state of it, should I even put some money into this thing?
Spend the $15 or whatever
It's
it is.
cheap,
Do
yeah.
oil analysis.
And doing oil analysis, you'll send it in. It's real simple. We send you out a nice little cup inside a cup. You take a little sample of it, you seal it up, you drop it in the mail, and there you go. We'll give you an answer exactly what's going on in there.
Just so people have an idea, this question from Paul has nothing to do with our products, has nothing to do with really anything Hot Shots. It's just he has a problem, looking for some suggestions. So even if you don't own a Power Stroke, a Cummins, a tractor, come to us for questions. We're here to help.
Yep. So, wrap up for the day?
Yeah, we got a product to give away.
Oh, yeah, we do. A reminder, we got our bundles out there, the Cummins Cleanout Pack,
Yep.
Cummins Performance Pack, Gasser Duo, Big Gasser Duo, all online right now. Check them out.
Brand new.
Brando, because you asked.
Yeah.
Because you asked. We got 2 new gasser packs out there, too.
Yep.
So, I think maybe the next step is to get some very... don't you have you got a Beamer package, don't you?
Bimmer bundle.
The Beamer bundle?
Yeah.
Yes, if you need any, I know sometimes between the different, like even diesel motors, they have different capacities.
Yep.
So we could actually, put together a bundle for, like we see here with Cummins Cleanout,
Yeah.
So we're happy to kind of make those bundles and maybe save you a couple dollars and get a package that's ready for you and get yourself on a nice maintenance schedule and keep everything clean and run good.
So giveaway.
Giveaway.
Who you got?
I don't know. Who you got?
Who's the guy who asked about samples?
Let's see who it was.
Did he ever ask another question?
Let's see. John M. Taylor.
John
Taylor, you're going to get a sample of Gas Extreme.
Oh,
It's your
John.
lucky day. John M. Taylor. Let's give one to James Bruce.
James.
James, you're here every week. We don't give you one every week because you're here every week, but I think you probably do because we've been not giving you one every week. Let's give a bottle to Scott Wells. He's got that 300,000 mile gasser.
Yeah.
So let's get that thing to 400,000 miles.
Let's do it.
And let's see.
One more?
How about Brent Hilliard? He likes the magic sauce. So
All right, Brent.
we'll get Brent one too. So who was it? John Taylor, James Bruce, Scott Wells, Brent Hilliard. Give us a private message. Shoot us your address. We'll get you a nice bottle of Gasoline Extreme out to you so you can try our latest gasoline additive and
Yes.
first ever gasoline additive.
Yeah.
And get your systems all cleaned up. Anything else?
That's all I got, man.
I mean, should we do a TJ sign out, like in honor of him? Oh, that's the Kevin?
That's my sign out. Yeah.
All right.
Steal from Kevin.
You all have a good weekend. We'll see you next Friday. Be safe and have a good time. Something like that.